Ambazonia. I'm glad to be here this 29th day of November 2027, fully dressed up in my new and, of course, the regalia of the Ambazonian people, which is the 55th nation of Africa. And now I want to add that Ambazonia is number 196th country of the world. So the world has been saying that there are 195 countries, but then I want to remind them that on the 1st of October 1961, another nation was added in the name of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, of which French Cameroon, through France, have been trying to hide this particular country. So the United Nations should take note, because this country is in their archives as independent as from the 1st of October 1961. And also the AU, African Union, that has been putting this country under the box for a long, long time. More will be coming to you after this. 21 gun salute to our variant fighters and to those who are in home front, letting the Republic know, please start telling them that it is very clear that we are number 55 country of Africa and 96th country of the world. Listen to our brother tell us how our father knows.
I give you glory, Abba Father. You know me, you know my name. Abba Father, you know me, you know my name. Abba Father, you know me, you know my name. You know my name, oh Daddy. I can see your hand in my life. Lord, I see your love upon me. Every time I look around, now you are the see. Every time I turn around, now you are the view. I dey hear your voice in my heart. Lord, I feel your love over me. Every time I look around, now you are the see. Every time I turn around, now you are the pillow. Abba Father, you know my name. Papa, you know me. Yelele, 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 yelele. Yelele, 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 yelele.
Thank you very much, Reverend, for reminding us again who we are. Today, the 29th, I come in with so much excitement in my heart to relate to and relay to the people of Ambazonia the hidden truth of what they have not known, especially the young generation of today. I want to remind you that our parents, when they were making history in their time, there was nobody to actually write it down. And some of the things that they passed down to us were just passed down verbally. And I want to tell you the first and the biggest deceit at Fumban with Foncha that many people have not known. And I have heard a number of people trying to convince everybody that Foncha was from Chang. I want to tell you that that is not true. And every Nkwen man who has grown up to listen and follow up what happened will agree with what I'm telling you today. But before I go into that, I just want to let you know that there is a parable that is said in some parts of Ambazonia, how a certain young man with his friend, one of them being very wise or clever, not really wise, but not intelligent, but clever, deceived his friend that, look, let's be free. We are now men. Let's put these women out of our lives. Talking about their mothers. So they decided that they should both kill their mothers. So they agreed. The one who was very clever told the first one that he was going to go on top of the river and slaughter the mother there. And when the second one sees the blood coming downstream, he should know that the mother is gone. And then he will kill his own mother. So this young man on the upper stream maybe took an animal, a goat or a lamb that does not make noise, slaughtered the lamb, and allowed the blood to flow down the river. When this other young man saw the blood, he was convinced that this other one has killed the mother. So he took the mother and slaughtered the mother and killed the mother. Well, they went back home and they were now rejoicing that, okay, these women who have been in their lives, their mothers are gone. And meanwhile, the mother was the one cooking food and giving to each and every one of them. But the first one, who pretended to have slaughtered the mother, told this other one that whenever I want to come to my house, please don't just come like that. Inform me. And that's what he was doing. Meanwhile, the first one had hidden the mother, and the mother was still cooking for him, and he was growing fat. Meanwhile, the other one was growing lean. One day it came to his mind that, why is my friend always telling me that before I come to his house, I should inform him first? So one day, he nyati went to the house without telling his friend. And behold, the mother was there. What has happened? He has just been deceived cheap. Let me come back. Before I tell you, you must understand, especially those of you who are from former British West Cameroon, Southern Cameroons, per se, now Ambazonia, you are very conversant with the fondom and the chieftaincy of our country, Ambazonia. Now, the story of Foncha is truly that Foncha's father was a prince in the Nkwen Palace, and he thought that he was going to be the next the next king of Fon when the Fon was missing. And when the Fon of Nkwen got missing, as they said it, another person was chosen and not him. So in that anger and that rage, he packed out of Nkwen and went and stayed in Babaju for about 10 or so years. And you all know that this kind of rivalry goes on with the princes. He stayed there for about 10 years or more, and then eventually things settled down. They reconciled. He came back to Nkwen. And that is why people started speculating that Foncha actually came from the Bamileke tribe. No, it's not true. He just went on exile, self-exile. And if he actually came from the Bamileke tribe, can you imagine that Nkwen will allow a stranger to own such a massive land in Ambazonia. That's not possible, especially in those days. So this is the true story of the reign of Foncha. His father was a prince, and when he could not ascend the throne as the next Fon, he disappeared, went and stayed and came back. Now, let's come back. When Foncha came back and was in the politics of the former British Southern Cameroons, Ambazonia, as you know, he was playing a very good role until he ascended to be the second prime minister of the organized, democratically elected nation or leadership in politics in Ambazonia. He succeeded. And while La République du Cameroon, after Europe had declared that they were going to set free all their territories, their colonial territories, and let them have independence, the United Nations, under Resolution 1349, Article 13, gave La République du Cameroon the right to become a free country. There was a plebiscite made, a vote whether La République should become a free country from France as Europe was doing it. 54 votes voted that French Cameroon can become a free country. That was done. On the 1st of January 1960, French Cameroon was purportedly set free by France. That is the history I'm telling you. The same United Nations, under Resolution 1608, Article 15, I need 5 or 15, I'm going to refer that, gave the British Southern Cameroons the right to become independent. And on the 1st of January, there was a trick played. This should be by joining either Nigeria or French Cameroon. The story is long. Let me cut it short here. So when that happened, Foncha started rubbing shoulders with Ahidjo. Remember the story I just told you of the clever man who slaughtered a goat and his friend slaughtered his mother. That's exactly the same scenario that took place between Foncha and Ahidjo. While they were going to Fumban, Ahidjo, on several cases, that's why nemesis has happened to Ahidjo, and his body is still in a foreign land, because that guy was deceived by France and he was wicked, and he put us in all the mess that we are. He cannot be exonerated. If there is going to be any punishment for such truancy and torture of human beings, Ahidjo will get the hottest one. Now, Ahidjo told Mr. Foncha, now that we have become independent African countries, let's pack these white men aside and let's draw up our unity. And I want to assure you that we shall never make you a second-class citizen when we come together as equals. Ahidjo took France and told them to stay at the back. They should not show themselves. Foncha completely cut off from Britain. I was not getting or informing Britain in anything. Meanwhile, France was behind the doors advising Ahidjo and telling Ahidjo what to do to assimilate us. And thank God, Foncha, even in that foolishness, as the songwriter says that cow will not get tail, now God the drive and fly, he did not sign any accord with La République du Cameroon on behalf of Ambazonia. That was wonderful. We should praise him for that and applaud him for that. The deceptions continued. When Ahijah discovered that Foncha was no more very much communicating with their former custodians, the British, Larpro went ahead to tell a lot of lies, formulated a lot of stories, told Foncha, you are going to be the vice president of our party. And then by that trick, he came in 1968 because he could not be holding the vice presidentship of the Federal Republic of Cameroon, and the same time prime minister of the Federal Republic of the prime minister of former British Southern Cameroons. Now that they were coming together, let's merge. And Ahijah was looking for a crafty, greedy Ambazonia who is naive and his brains can be bought over and hypnotized when he joins their secret society. And he found the person of Mona. Gumja was very wise and was a fox too. And Ahijah could not throw his back on the ground. So in 1968, he just announced the removal of Ngumjua from office and put in Muna. And when he put in Muna, the West Cameroonians jeered at him, and that's why Muna could not even stay in Boya. He had to transfer to be staying in Yaoundé. That was the plan of France. Gradually, like an erosion, they were eating and eating into the fabric of the Ambazonian people. And anybody that tried to stand against was either bribed or eliminated. And this went up to the point that it crossed into places that people thought that they were going to be just and go after justice. But it didn't work. In the sense that even before La République deceived us using Muna, one of the persons that was really fighting for the freedom of the French Cameroon from the hands of France was Prime Minister André Marie Mbida, of which everybody thought that he was going to be the first president of La République du Cameroon. But because he stood for nationality and stood for his people, France eliminated him. That one is their own history. I just want to give you a synopsis so that you can understand where we are coming from. So when Muna took over by a decree from Amadou Ahidjo and Joa was removed from office, Muna could not stay in Boya. He had to transfer to Yaoundé. And Ahidjo continued with the deceit and promised him that he was going to create the post of a vice president, and that Muna was going to, Foncha was vice president, Muna was going to be the prime minister, and the prime minister was the legal successor of the president when he is not there. And time went on, and all those things and the promises were going on. Ahidjo's party was UC, Union Camerounaise, and he now told the Federal Republic of Cameroon that it was good to harmonize and have one party, of which it changed into UCN, Union Camerounaise Nationale. In English, it became Cameroon National Union. And to deceive us the more, this party was launched and all the other parties were scraped up. And to the chagrin of Estimuna, when Mr. President created the post of, I'm talking about Ahijo, when he created the post of Prime Minister that he had promised Muna, he handed it over to Paul Biya. Muna was shocked and flabbergasted, but unfortunately, he could not do anything because already with his own people, he was a non grata. Yes, and because he was a non grata, nobody could follow him in whatever stories he was telling. The long story is that at the end of the day, he created the National Assembly president or speaker, and all of you know how long Muna stayed there until at the end of the day, he disgruntledly resigned. And of course, went and stayed in his village until death parted him from the Republic of Cameroon. Now, he was still alive when one day Mr. Ahijo got up and announced that Paul Biya was his legal successor and handed over the articles of leadership and rulership in the Federal Republic of, no, at this time now, they have played games and changed the name to United Republic of Cameroon. Now, I'll be coming back to that, why it became United Republic of Cameroon, but let me just give you a synopsis. It became United Republic of Cameroon because they had planned to take away every institution and the infrastructures and all that we had in our country without any quarrel from any corner. So Ahijo started singing the song that to run the country as a federal country, a federated state, was very expensive. Some people bought into it, and those who could not buy into it, they were bought over, because the method of France operation is either if they intimidate you and you don't succumb, the next thing is that they will come with bribe. If they try to bribe you and you don't accept the bribery and the corruption, the next thing is you are eliminated. That is how France operates. That's how La Republic operates. And that's how our people have been going. Now, fast forward. In this present stage in which we are, and in this generation, you all know that the method of France, especially now they have instructed La Republique du Cameroon, and that's why Paul Biya could boast that he was the best student of France in Africa, because he got the crookery, especially when he attempted to become a priest and he stole sugar, as I'm told. I don't know whether the story is true. And they refused to ordain him. He actually turned over to Satan and went into all kinds of fraternal societies, to the point that he understood the game of working very close to the devil. And he came in and went to those who were serving the devil and took over all their powers. He went to the northern zone of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia and became the font of fonts. He came down to the southern zone of Ambazonia and became the chief of chiefs. And he went down to Douala and met the Ndongo people who took him into the river And so the man was a complete replica and duplicate of Satan in the physical. His actions actually showed that he overpowered, overshadowed, and went further than Amado Ahijo, to the point that Ahijo peacefully handed over the country to him. I don't know how many years it is today. The dead corpse and body of Ahijo is still in a foreign land because of the wickedness they prepared and propounded upon the people of Africa. Of La République du Cameroon and of the people of La Ambazonia. Paul Biya took over and continued the assimilation process. It came to a point where 2020, 2021, where the Ambazonian people were standing strong and fierce to get their country, France revived their method of operation. And you have heard me name a number of them. Who could have told you that today Frundi will be a shadow of what we knew him in 1992? That's why we say that this battle is not for the swift. It is not for the strong. This battle is for those who know God and go by the exploits of God. And to those of you who don't know God, let me tell you something. It is written that when they were delivered from their captivity, they were like people who were dreaming. And so Ambazonians are like people who are dreaming, even though their captivity, they have been set free from their captivity. But they are still looking like people who are dreaming. Well, go ahead and say all that you can say. I know very well that La République du Cameroon has not loose grip on the demonic powers that they have been using to tie down people. And the only people they can successfully tie down are people who are gullible, people who are greedy, people who are selfish, people who are jealous, and you can name everything evil about the people who are evil, whom La République can pocket. You know, like recently, you find this big-time criminal in Kundange prison called Eric Titatakwi, Mo Takwi. The stories he's telling, and you know, when Kodiman died, Kodiman buried him, he dribbled into the hands of La République and was picked up. You have heard his story, how he was in the US, a criminal trying to hide. And the only place he can hide is in a banana republic and a criminally oriented country like La République du Cameroon. Anyway, that's another story. But what I'm telling Ambazonians is the story of where we are coming from, so that you can open your eyes and be able to disappear from this demonic regime and what they are doing. Let me come. Just listen to this.
Now you love me so, and you know my name. I give you glory, Abba Father. You know me, you know my name. Abba Father, you know me, you know my name. Abba Father, you know me, you know my name. You know my name, oh daddy, yeah. are the below. Abba Father, you know my name. Papa, you know me. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I just wanted you to hear that, Abba Father, you know my name. Because I want to tell Ambazonians that whatever gimmicks and games La Republic is playing, God knows your name. And when the deliverance of Ambazonia is come, it will be like people dreaming. And that's how God does it. When they say peace, peace, sudden destruction comes. That is how God works. But he makes sure that the warning goes out and goes out and goes out. Now, Ambazonians, listen and listen very well. 2016, Ambazonians became the never again generation, knowing fully well that in 1994, the whole world joined Rwanda to say never again. La République, with the instructions from France, told La République that they should kill Ambazonians in a genocide that will not be as open and as seen as it was in Rwanda, but that it should go little by little. Pick one person, kill. And that's what has been going on. And the people like Agbobala, who will come up and say that genocide is not going on, I don't blame him. Again, I tell Ambazonians, anybody who has passed through La Republic prison, anybody who has taken money from La Republic, anybody who has joined La Republic in the secret society, knowingly, sometimes unknowingly, anybody who by proxy has supported and is supporting the wickedness of La Republic du Cameroon will immediately become very, very blinded. The blindfolding will be so clear in the pronouncement and outings of that person. And I can name you, and you can name them on your fingertips. This is our young man who yesterday was shouting the Ambazonian flag. I'm talking about Chris Anu. But today, what is he talking? Are there no people who are still following and listening to him? I want to warn Ambazonians. A few days ago, I had the opportunity of talking to a young man who is fighting sincerely, but sincerely wrong, because he's fighting in the wrong place. The interim government and the international community knows that on the 1st of October, Ambazonia began and had its independence. But before the independence, there was a self-rule democratically in Ambazonia. When Ambazonia decided to come out from the House of Chiefs at Enugu, 1954, we were trained not only by human training, we had an inbuilt God spirit of love and concern for others, because God is our Father. And so he gave us that spirit. We refused and rejected everything demonic, every other God, whether the gods of the land, the gods of the seas, the ancestors, and all those, we rejected them. And Ambazonia had one God, the Almighty God. And the Almighty God has only one character, the character of goodness. And we started in sharing this character of goodness. Remember, the whole world lied in wickedness, says the Holy Book. And only a few that go after God. Let's come back. Ambazonia, in the days of our fathers, saw our victory. Just like there was a mixed multitude that made the people of Israel not to enter their land in less than 1 month, so also in this our generation and in this time, we have people who are a mixed multitude. They love to see Ambazonia free, but they love also the Babylonish garments of Egypt. What do I mean? I mean that they love also the things that La Republique presents to them. And the things that La Republique presents to them are things that are sacrificed on the altar of demons, on the altar of evil spirits. And when it is done, anybody who touches it, anybody who eats it, anybody who drinks it, anybody who sniffs it, in any way you take anything that comes from La Republique, you are confused. Even their drinks. Have you seen those who drink alcohol in La Republique du Cameroon? It's because La Republique is not giving them real alcohol. La Republique is giving them the devil in solution. And wherever the devil passes, he causes havoc. And that's why they cannot reason. The Ambazonians became very, very reasonable. But go to their homes today. What will you see? The devil in solution. Those who have refused to join their secret society, they have the devil's urine right inside there in their houses called alcohol. When they take it, they are confused. That's what I'm telling you. But the real Ambazonians, who are very few, standing with God, are here to tell the Ambazonian people it is time to get out of this mess. Why? Because there is a way out. We have discovered the way out. This interim government, where President Sako has been emphasizing and calling on people to come and have the veil taken off them, to come and have the jealousy destroyed. He has set up a spiritual cabinet that is capable of fighting the devil right to the gates of hell and taking you out from his hands. As long as you are alive and you are listening to my voice, you can be set free. It doesn't matter the society and how far you have gone and how much you have talked with the devil. The devil is a liar. He cannot tell you the truth. And what he promises you, he cannot do 1 million of what he has promised you. Ambassadors, you can see this with the Republic of Cameroon. When Paul Biya was still an apprentice sorcier, that's a sorcerer, an apprentice sorcerer, he came and told Ambazonians, I will personally supervise the ring road. How many years have gone? Forget about it. Right now, the Komando Titi road that they are showing pictures is a lie. They have not put one single black tar on that road. They went and took a road somewhere in East Cameroon, La Republic of Cameroon, and put it in picture and started spreading that they are digging the road. And some innocent, ignorant, gullible, deceived, and being deceived by these La Republique lies, they are clapping hands to the CPDM, Cameroon People's Demonic Party, or Cameroon People's Demonic Party. And they are clapping hands to such demonic people who are telling lies. These so-called leaders in Meme County. They should go there and see before they come out and tell stories. They are so blinded that right within their nostrils, they are telling them lies and they are spreading it. Oh, La Republic has started. Oh, we are one. No, we are not one. They are deceiving you. When they deceive you and they see that you are no more useful, they will dump you. That's their method. Either they kill you or they bribe you to still be singing their song and pretending that you are from Amazonia. I mean, all of you listen. There are so many of these social medias around the place. What's the propaganda they are telling you there? We are going to Boya. We are going to Boya. Who would have told you that a man like this prisoner called Takwi Mo will be telling lies and trying to deceive and dissuade Ambazonians? Well, I want to tell you very clearly and very frankly that some of the Ambazonian people who were really, really influential have joined Mo Takwi. A person like Chris Ano has joined them. Oh yes, listen to his language now. He will be pretending to shout and tell us as if we are going to Ambazonia. But watch his mouth. Watch his lips. Listen to what he says today. And listen to what he said. Ambazonians, don't remain in your blindness. Somebody say, oh, you are criticizing one another. No, we are not criticizing one another. We are simply telling you that before you can follow somebody who says a leader, listen to him and watch out what he does. It was Paul the apostle who said, be followers together of me, even as I am of Christ. And he demonstrated it. If somebody says he's going to Ambazonia, let's go back. I don't know, this is more than 6 months when this young man got up and told the people of Ambazonia that President Sako is very slow. He has billionaires out there if they made him president. Now, when they made him president, La Republic called him and said, don't answer president. Christian, no, you are not president. Just say you are comrade. Because if you say president, you'll be competing with our president. It means that there are two countries. Because one country cannot have two presidents. So stop calling yourself president. Just say you are comrade and put any other name there. And make sure you follow our assignment to execute it. And all of them who are Ambazonians, they have been given assignments to carry out. Some of them, the assignment is to blackmail the president. Some of them, the assignment is to criticize whatever we are doing. Some of them is to discourage the people on home front by kidnapping them, giving them, torturing them, and making sure that they get discouraged and get out from the fight. These are the different assignments that La Republic has given to some of these our brothers who are now instruments trying to destroy what God is building. But as a historian, I'm here to tell you that they have failed. You know why they have failed? Because all the ammunition and all the fight of La Republic put together will not be able to deter us and make us not to go to where we are going. Ambazonians, you must be very wise. And in your wisdom, don't allow La Republic du Cameroon to play you any fast game, because their game is not going to work. I want you to see very clearly. I am wearing the t-shirt. You can see it. Ambazonia, number 55 country of Africa. This is in a foreign language, meaning that we are spreading this news now to different parts of the world. Please put it in any language you can put it. If you want me to help you, send me the language you want me to put our emblem and our name, and I'll send it back to you. Just send it to me. I'll put it like this and send it to you. Now, let me tell you, La République is very cunning. It looks out for people who tell the real story of their country and the wickedness that is perpetrated, and they try to bribe. Either they bribe you, they intimidate you, or they kill you. But I'm telling La République, get ready. Kill God. Kill Jesus. Kill the Holy Spirit. And then you take over Ambazonia. But if this is not done, you're wasting time. If you kill me tomorrow, you have not done anything. When the person who helped you, Chris Ano as Banqui, told us that he helped them to get the 10 who are in prison, and he came and started barking, shouting louder than any other person to cover up his ill and his evil. And when the people were in prison, he quickly tried to cover up by running down to Nigeria. This is still history in the making in Ambazonia. And when he finally told La République du Cameroon, don't mind about Swiss, I am going to get Ayabacho on my side. I'm already with what do you call him, Ayuktabe, who is a prisoner, but still claiming that he can deliver. I am already with them. So when the three of us join, we bring in Akwanga, we bring in Aba Akuro, all that, we know that you have confused, and they have accepted your confusion, and they are now moving and working according to the plan of La République du Cameroon, as what France has instructed. I will bring all these people in, we will meet in Canada, and we'll hand over Ambazonia to you. So La République heard that and said, these are the people that actually hold this Ambazonia. What I'm going to do, let me outrightly tell the interim government and tell the Swiss people, I'm no more in the Swiss project. I'm bolted out with the hopes that after Canada, Ambazonia will be handed back to them as slaves. But little did this gang leader and La République du Cameroon know that the Ambazonian quest is no longer in the hands of men. Because if it was in the hands of men, when they took Ayuktabe, it would have died. If it was in the hands of men, when the APLC met in Philadelphia to bring down Dr. Sako, it would have died. If it was in the hands of men, when Chris gathered with Kometa and they came up and said we should hand over power to Ayuktabe's people, it would have died. When it did not work, Kometa and the rest of the people, they came in and said that they have impeached, they have removed President Sako, they have stopped the interim government, it would have died. But with all these, they are discovering that it's not dying. Some of them even discovered that, and they thought that the power is coming from Dr. Sako. And some people said, Dr. Sako is a Bible Gambe man. And because he's using Bible and Gambe, so they went to Bible school so that they can come out and stand in the same position with this man and fight him to a standstill. But unfortunately, it did not work. And it's not working. And it will not work. Ambazonian people, you know what I want to tell you? I want to let you know that we are gone, and we are gone forever. And there is no way we are going to look back for La République to do anything with Ambazonia. Except God is not true and except God is not alive, then La Republique will be able to hold the Ambazonian people ransom and in their captivity. But if after 430 years, God delivered the people who are proudly calling their land, the people of Israel. If God is God, and that's what he does, I want to tell Ambazonians, the time has come, and your deliverance is coming soon. And it's like what God did to the people of Israel. Ambazonians, it is time to sit up. You know, I told you, the louder and the hotter the fight, the closer we are to our country. And anybody who doubts this, hold on and see. I told you also, one of the things that you should actually watch out, which is current events and also accumulating to history that is past and is still happening. When La République cannot succeed, when France cannot succeed to bribe you, he poisons you to death. If cannot poison you to death, he looks for some people who are gullible in your government and proposes them money, position of prestige, and pride and everything. And if you resist, there will be a coup d'etat. Recently, I watched an episode where 23 strong, powerful African leaders is reported to have been killed by France. And if you ask me, I have not actually gone into details of finding out as a historian, but if you ask me, there is no smoke without fire. The traces are that this is what France is doing. Because if it is happening with us and in us, then the oppression is terrible. Ladies and gentlemen, people of Ambazonia, a word to a wise is enough. It is at this juncture that I will end this brief history, and I want to let you know that I will be coming back to tell the Ambazonian people our history. And the purpose of this history is to educate you, is to warn you, is to advise you, and to give you a way out. Let Ambazonian people know that all the people whom we are calling coopers, calling spoilers, calling blacklegs, they once very much wanted us to go to Boya. But what is happening actually is that there is a veil spiritually that has been thrown in their spirit, and their hearts have been turned into the heart of animals that has no human feeling. And that is what is happening with our people. That even though they are killing them, their own brothers, right in their presence, people like John Gute, Mufani Musonge, and Ngole Ngole, and the rest of them, they are crying, but there is a hypnotic spirit and there is a demonic force that is shutting their mouths not to talk out. Muna spoke out before he died. Foncha wrote up before he died. These people that are still alive today, I am telling you, they shall talk, but it shall be too late. Now is the time for them to talk. All the other people were talking and writing because there was nobody to warn them, to advise them, and to tell them how to come out. We are here telling you, call upon that name, Jesus, and the scales will fall off your eyes, and you begin to see like a human being. Well, it is at this juncture that I want you to listen to this brother, this reverend, who is telling the story of his life and it can become your story. God bless you, and see you when next I come online with our Amba history. God bless the people of Ambazonia. Now listen to this.
I have a story to tell the world. I have a story to tell the world. I was long forgotten in sin. Tradition took me, the world swallowed me. I have a story to tell the world. I have a story to tell the world. This is my story, please listen carefully. One day I met a lady. She told me that Jesus died for me. He shed his blood and he loves me. He's calling me, his light is shining. Will shine in my darkness. Will shine in my darkness. I answered the lady, I said, since I was born, I heard that same story. Have you seen him? Have you touched him? Have you met him? And where is he? After many words of argument all day, I saw my sin, I was ashamed.